is going on, everybody, man? King Recon here. You already know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday evening. It's time to go right up in there like swimwear to talk about the latest installment in the Wano Arc awesome sauce of the best-selling manga in history. Ladies and gentlemen, it is nearly the second best-selling comic of all time, and it will be very, very soon, man. Probably by the end of Onigashima. And you want to know why? Because when what happens in the opening of Over the Top, where Kaido is boxing Luffy, we're talking about blue, completely aqua-style blue eyes, red dragon glowing eyes, red slide for the sky dragon. Kaido squares up against a fully Ryo-hockeyed up king. And how do we know the king is going to have this will? Because at the end, if you're not convinced that my man, Monkey D. Luffy, doesn't have the will after the last chapter, I don't know what to tell you. But what I can tell you is that chapter 950 of One Piece is about to get read, and I cannot wait to see where we're gonna go. Are we gonna stay here in Udon? Are we gonna go to the flower capital? What's gonna happen, man? I'm super, super excited. So without further ado, let's get right into it. This past week was amazing when it came to One Piece content, man. We had the one shot, we had the incredible chapter with Luffy, and then of course the episode with Ace, man. It was an overall really, really nice week to be a One Piece fan, man. Chapter 950, The Soldier's Dream. And here we see on the other side, the other side of the magazine. You remember how last week it was a Straw Hat side? On this side, bro, look at how clean Sabo looks. Yo, he's got the yellow on. Look at no. He's got the orange. Law is the one right here that has the yellow jacket, and Law looks fresh too. My boy Sabo's rocking the orange, man. Meta, no jacket, dog. Yo, Sabo's looking fresh, man. Of course, this is a Stampede promotional poster. Look at Robert D. Lucci, bro. And then, of course, Hancock. Hancock's looking awesome as well. And then we got the King right here on the left. This is a really, really awesome cover page. Whenever I go back to reread this chapter while this thing's rendering, I'm going to save this. Because this is really cool. Look at Sabo. I can't get over Sabo, bro. Like, out of the four, because I can barely see Hancock and Lucci, because they're so far away from the camera. But Law is looking fresh. My boy is always looking fresh. But Sabo, dog, I would love to use that uniform right there. Y'all know how in Pirate Warriors 3, it gave you the option to switch between costumes. Like for a lot of the Straw Hats, you could use like Strong World costumes, Film Z costumes, post time skip, pre time skip, depending on the arcs. Like there was a lot of different costumes you could choose from, and outfits. For Sabo, man, please, Pirate Warriors 4, give my mans this outfit, dog. That boy's gonna look fresh. I'd use the flag stars out of him. I mean, straight up, Ryo-sen going up in like swimwear, dog. You kidding me? Dragon Fist style. Anyways, let's get right into the chapter, man. Chapter 950, The Soldier's Dream. And here we have my man's Capone, gang, bang, dog. With Pez and of course Chief Phone right here, Vito. Short-term cover story, serial volume 24, The Gang Beige Family. I want to reunite with my twin sister Lola. Is she going to reunite with, or we know Lola's we know the entirety of the Bark's connection to Wano. You know, with the whole Ryuma stuff, I'm going to assume Oars with the connection there with Thriller Bark and possibly what was happening up there with Instant Messenger Sama and the Reverie, and also here in Onigashima. And then the connection with flipping Gecko Moria and Gecko Moria with Kaido and whatnot. So could it be possible that that'd be too much. That'd be too much if Capone and Chiffon come here too, and Lola somehow shows up here. I mean, at the end of the day, if we continue to add characters, it's going to make this arc like 200 chapters. I don't mind, man. This arc can be as long as it possibly wants. I've been enjoying the Flagnards out of it. But realistically speaking, Oda wants to end the series one day. So so we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But that is interesting. They might meet each other in the cover stories. But I don't think Oda would. I think Oda might show them setting off like here, and then because she has the intent to go meet Lola, then we will go meet Lola, but in the manga itself. Oda would not. I don't think Oda would off-screen a meeting between Lola and Chiffon, or leave that in a cover page. I don't think he would do that unless he knew he was really, really short for time when it came to his manga. But anyways, let's get right into the chapter, man. Look at Kid. Are you going to fight Kaido again? Want to team up? Absolutely not, you idiots. Well, my man's asked him, do you want to team up? Yo, this man Kid asked, are you going to fight Kaido again? Is that even a question? Is that even a question at this point? If the king is going to square off against the 100 Beast Dragon Dog? That rematch is already set in stone. I wrote the contract years ago. I wrote the contract as soon as chapter 923 ended. The moment that chapter ended, I told both Kaido and Luffy to come up into like swimwear, get the weights down. You know, they had to take off all the garments and whatnot, get on the scale. You had to weigh them down, Skip. You had to pat them down, make sure they didn't have any weapons. You know, I had a little conflict with Kaido, dog. He didn't want to let go of his mace, so I was like, here, man, I'll replace the mace with the sake cup, bro. And Kaido was like, alright, son. Kaido went to drink the damn thing. So I'm sitting here with them at the weights, and I'm like, alright, Kaido, just stand there. Just stand there with a sake, relax, take it easy. You'll be able to go up and like somewhere. And you got Luffy, dog, straight up chilling. You know, the king, eating his meat. Eating meat. Everything was able to go fine. They were face to face, squared off. We weighed them. That's it. The rematch is scheduled for sometime in 2020. It's a shoot. It's a shoot, man. Now if it gets delayed because something happened, like Kaido gets tested for steroids, who knows? Who knows, man? You know how it works in the UFC, dog. You know, somebody get tested right now, and then they don't want me to fight for a couple months. But for right now, Luffy versus Kaido round 2 is scheduled to go down in late 2020. It's written in the contract. I have their signatures. I have their signatures, dog. All right. What is you? Absolutely not. You saw... Yo, Kid! This is what I was waiting for, man. This is what I was waiting for. I was waiting for my boy Kid to finally be able to be freed so he can just run wild on this prison, because with all of the metal and all the iron that is surrounding him, my boy Kid should have a slaughter, especially with what just happened with Killer. My boy should have the motivation, the intent, and now the ability to do whatever in the Flying Flag knows he wants here in Udon. Without question. This is some really, really nice panels. You see the gears and everything go right up into his arm, and you get a full-blown panel of Kid with his arm. Yo, this is going to look so beast in the anime. What happened to my partner? And you see a really nice panel of Kid right here on the left showcasing his eyes. I'm done making alliances, yo, and you see Hawkins and Apu. I'll never trust anyone else again. The fact that I didn't kill you today, think of it as me being generous. Nah, bro, it's not you being generous. You know deep down you like the king, dog. You know deep down you like the king. And here we go. They finally get set free, and Kid and Killer leave the Udon prison, man. Let's go, Killer. We're gonna go get our comrades back. We will walk our own path. Yo, so now that's gonna be Kid's that's Kid's duty as a captain. You know, now we're seeing Kid and his I mean, we already saw this before with how he was willing to leave the prison in order to save one of his friends. You know, at the end of the day, in the same way that we look at Luffy and we say that that goes into his character and how great of a leader he is as a captain. In the same way, now we can look at it from Kid's perspective. But what I find it to be very, very interesting is that it's not only here with Kid, Oda's also doing it with Law. So it feels like all three have these situations to where something has happened to their comrades, which it kind of scares me with what could happen with Luffy in the future, because Luffy's been separated from the rest of his crew except for Chopper here, so it kind of scares me with all the theories going around with like somebody possibly being captured and having eaten the smile. It kind of scares me. But with Kid and Law, that is a common thing that both of those share right now. With Law, of course, what's going down with Hawkins and trying to save the rest of his crew members, which that's going to be insane whenever we get to it. And then, of course, with Kid, with now he wants to go and get the rest of his comrades back because he has seen what happened to Killer. And you know, that's truly incredible to me because we know the type of dude, or we assumed the type of dude that Kid was before all this happened. You know, his bounty being skyrocketed up to the heavens because of the type of savage that he was, and doing regular things that a normal pirate would do. You know, and it causing damage to innocent civilians, killing over here, killing over there. But at the end of the day, after what he said at Sabaody, where he was talking about the One Piece being real, and how whenever he heard Luffy say that, he was like, yo, that's the first time that I've ever heard somebody say that. Or that's the first time I've never been, like, ridiculed or judged for that. Like, Luffy was like, nah, dog, I'm the one that's got the One Piece, bro. It ain't gonna be you, son. It's gonna be me. Sabaody greatness. But the simple fact it always goes back to that. And ever since Kid said that, in the same way with Blackbeard, ever since I heard him say that people's dreams never end, no matter what they do in the future, I always go back to that as being their defining character moment, who they truly are as a person. And here we're seeing Kid's personality as a captain, but also as a friend. Like, at the end of the day, my man's Kaido took away his friends, bro, from him, and now Kid's gonna take him back, and whatever means necessary. So, really, really nice for Oda to dedicate this screen time to Kid. To show the intent and the motivation that Kid has, because not only did my man take an L to Kaido, which is enough of motivation in of itself, but also to get his comrades back, man, because that's a massive thing, especially for a captain. Udon inside the prisoner mines. A pirate? The Straw Hat Man is a pirate just like Kaido? Yes, but also no. We cannot trust a pirate. There is no telling when he will decide to betray us. Out of all the possible allies, why did you have to bring someone like him here? There are many pirates in this world. They are all different. You will understand once you get to know him, he is no liar. Look at my boy Kawamatsu the Kappa, dog. This man is the key to defeating Kaido. How troubling, they have gotten their spears back, but it is still not enough. That's so cool. The Kawamatsu has only seen Luffy for 2 pages. Or, I'm sorry, 2 pages, 2 chapters. And he's already seen that Luffy is the key to defeating Kaido, man. That's a true judge of character. In any case, are you really claiming that you came from 20 years in the past? You have always looked like an old man, Rise. Maybe this is just a natural aging for you. Is that an indirect insult? For real, right? Like, is he supposed to take that as an insult? I probably gonna take that as an insult. Where did Straw Hat Man go? Tama, it's too dangerous for you to be here. I apologize, big bro. Oh, he found Tama? Yes! Nah, man, but look, Chopper, yeah, I haven't even read the text yet. I can already tell Chopper's gonna be heated. Chopper's gonna be so mad at Luffy for being reckless, dog, but Chopper, you know how the king is, dog. You should expect this. You should expect this with what the man did back in Alabasta, what the man did in Water 7 in his lobby, what the man did going all the way from Sabaody to Marineford, and everything since then, bro. My man doesn't care. When the king wants to do something, he does something, dog. That's why he's the king. He has the freedom to do that. But here we have Tama. Shout out to Megumi Han, by the way, man. Goen's voice actress. For doing a fantastic job as Tama in the anime so far. Amazing, man. Amazing. Like, I already thought Tama was precious and a really adorable character. And true worthy of being Luffy's daughter status. But even more so now with the anime, man. And with the ace stuff and Tama greatness. What do you mean he looks like he's dying? Don't touch him. I'll definitely find an antibody for him. I can't believe you acted all tough and pretended that the virus didn't work. Or you're in pain, aren't you? Why don't you ever think about the consequences? Say you're sorry. I'm sorry. It hurts. Save me, please. Luffy may be an idiot, but he's also quite amazing. Momonosuke just truly captured Luffy's character right there. Luffy may be an idiot, but he is also quite amazing. That's Luffy's character. I would never have been able to do all that. But you know what? Interrupting what Momonosuke's saying right here. Luffy is an idiot, but he's a genius. And what I mean by that is, from the very beginning of the series, Luffy's always been an excellent judge of character. And he's always been excellent in being free and how he exercises his own freedom. Because a lot of people don't know how to exercise that freedom. And that may sound weird. But maybe it's just because of Luffy's nature as a person. But it's like indirectly genius. And he's also a battle genius too. I don't know how much I love the king. I'm just saying. He is an idiot overall, but there is certain parts that he's a genius among everyone else, even amongst the smartest of individuals that within their crew. Luffy's above them in certain aspects when it comes to certain parts of genius, but that's another topic for another day. Man, you really are an idiot, a coward, a weakling, and a scaredy cat. You're totally useless. Then I said, hold on, bro. You really are an idiot, a coward, a weakling, and a scaredy cat. You're totally My man sold them out! Silence, you insolent barbarian! You did not have to say such words! You're gonna infect if you touch him, Momo. Yo, that's facts. He's gonna get infected. Get out there already, Momo. The one they're waiting for is you. Oh, stop it, you fool. You're gonna kill me! We'll see you go back to the prisoners. Holy flagnards. What is this? No. They all bow to Momonosuke, bro. Look at the tears. Those are true and bred tears. That is how you know the type of man, the type of family, the type of regiment that they held back in the day, bro. That is how you know how much these men, how much the people of Wano truly cared for Kozuki Oden and his family. The moment that they saw Momonosuke, they immediately got down on their knees and bowed to him, thanking the heavens that my boy was actually still alive. It never, dude, I cannot wait for this flashback. I dead serious. Dead 100% serious, man. With the setup in Zou, and now here, with just how much people care for Kozuki Oden and his family, bro. I want to know how they were. And we can already see the type of people that they are. But I want to see how they were 20 years ago, man. And for the fact that he was also on Roger's crew, which means that Roger got interested into him as well. I can't wait. I can't wait for that flashback, dog. I really, really can't. I see what we were missing. Thank goodness you are all safe. Thank goodness you are safe, dog. And they bow. You could just hear the same soundtrack that played. I mean, I'm bad when it comes to it, but it's the soundtrack that plays whenever they're talking about the flashback, and whenever they're climbing the waterfall, and they're looking back to and they're flashing back to Zou, and it's the soundtrack that's playing whenever they're talking about they want to open the borders and whatnot. It's a phenomenal soundtrack. I used to think that it was gonna be a Wano soundtrack, but of course we have new Wano soundtracks. But that's still a phenomenal soundtrack, man. Phenomenal soundtrack. They needed a goal to aim for in order to fight. And what better goal than to fight for the person that they believe to be, or not believe to be, but it is the son of Odin. The one they are seeing is not me. The one they are seeing right now is without a doubt my father, who bore the weight of all of Wano. The great shadow of the Kozuki, bro. I have never felt this much weight on my shoulder. Do not back down now, Momonosuke. And this is what Luffy told him. Luffy told him all the way back in Zou that you need to stop being a coward and a scaredy cat. You need to start living the way that you are, dog. You need to man up. You need to man up. I want all of you to listen to me. I want you to know everything that happened on that day. What happened in Odin Castle, and why we are here before you now. Oh man, dude. I'm relieved to see Lord Momonosuke standing so proud, but I am needed elsewhere right now. Kawamatsu's leaving? I'll definitely reunite with everyone for the final battle. So Kawamatsu's leaving, but he's gonna come back for Onigashima? Alright, hey man. It was awesome seeing him. Wano Country Kuri. Oh, Flagnars, Ashura Doji, this is 20 years. Believing in an impossible tale as if reaching for the stars. What a difficult task it was, it all culminated 10 years ago. Having grown impatient, they headed to Onigashima, and every last one of them paid for it with their lives. No, a whole bunch of their comrades, bro. And you see like this, I know this place is supposed to look very, very somber and sad, but it reminds me a lot of Whiskey Peak in terms of like, you remember how all the graves in Whiskey Peak were what made up like the cactus type of look that it had? Right here, they look like trees that haven't blossomed yet, man. I mean, just look at all the withering trees right here, right next to it, really showcasing death. But then back there, you see a lot of the really, really nice and beautiful sakura trees, with the petals going up all over the place. And then in the back, you see the mountains, man. So it's like right here, it looks very somber, and there, of course, it's an atmosphere of death. But then beyond, there's a lot of life. So 10 years ago, they all grew impatient and headed for Onigashima. And every last one of them paid for it with their lives, man. It's been 10 years already. We were growing old. We'll not have any strength left if we wait all 20 years. There is no guarantee that they will even return, yet you still want us to wait? No, now it makes sense. Remember earlier on in the arc, whenever Ashura Doji was mad about the fact that it took them 20 years? Was mad about the fact that that time that they skipped, he lived through, and that it was such a hard and insane time, and did you just expect him to hurry up and grow a part of the plan like that? Dog, 20 years had passed. And now seeing this, if my man's comrades had fallen in combat those 10 years ago because they felt impatient and they wanted to hurry up and take Wano back. No wonder he felt the need to retaliate whenever they initially came back. Makes a lot more sense now. Is it a flashback? Believe in them, Kinemon and the others will definitely return. It is a flashback. Believe in them, Kinemon and the others will definitely return, along with Lord Momonosuke. So Ashura Doji, see, exactly. Ashura Doji was originally a part of the entire thing, like, believe in them. But after this thing, it's like, dog, it took them 20 flipping years. That's what happens, man. We have no food. We refuse, because we refuse to serve Orochi. We will die from sickness and disease before we can even get the chance to fight. That is Kaido's army. They destroyed the well. They burned our crops. We are at our limit, Shutenmaru. Stop it. You will all die a dog's death. There is no way we can win unless we gather a large army under the name of Kozuki. At the very least, let us die with swords in our hands. If we were going to die anyway, I'd rather die as a samurai. Please do not stop us. Do you remember back when we were kids? A test of courage, as we used to call it. It is because we as humans treasure ourselves that we become afraid. Throw away the name and throw away the wits. All we need to do is to empty our brains and charge in mindlessly. Nah, man. Nah. That is so true, though, bro. That is so true that because we have that sense of pride, because we have that sense, because we treasure ourselves, or maybe what we treasure within ourselves is our potential, you know, and what we could possibly achieve if we're still alive. We are afraid of dying. You know, and if you throw away the name and you throw away all of that and you charge in mindlessly and you forget about all that, it'll go away. But I mean, even with that, it won't. In theory, it'll go away, but like whenever you're in the moment, it's not gonna go away. Raise your voices, everyone. Tsunachi! No, bro. And then we see Ashura Doji's tears. Come back. I beg of you, please come back. We see them go across the waters. And they all died, man. See, there's the question, bro. There's the question. That's why I hurt Ashura Doji so much, man. That is why I hurt him so much. Why did it require 20 years? I am sure we will understand once this all ends. There is most definitely a reason. I cannot doubt Lord Odin. Bro, it took 20 years, because in 20 years' time was when the king was gonna be here, dog. Everyone gather up in 8 days' time on the night of the fire festival. We will march to Onigashima under the name of the Kozuki and exact revenge. We will take the heads of the pirate Kaido and Shogun Orochi. Come with us if you have the resolve. Of course, boss. We've been waiting a long time for this day. We will not let Lord Yasui's death go to waste. Ashura, you Lord are still the same as back then, right, Kinemon? In the past, we were the same age, but we have had to 20 years to become stronger. Yeah, Shutenmaru is a monster now, man. Shout out to Ashura Doji. Right, Inu? That's right. Be quiet, you geezers. Just make sure you don't drag us down. What did you call me? Hey, stop that. How is anyone supposed to stop a fight between the red scabbards in a forest just outside the flower capital? What is that? Is that Zoro, bro? It's my boy, yo, the Rora, no! Oh, skip. Just outside of the flower capital. So this man is in Hakumai. Going ham, bro. Yo, Zoro greatness, bro. Look at these dudes. My guys are dead set on the floor. I wonder. Because Oda must have drawn this chapter whenever Wano was... because they're usually around always 2 chapters ahead. They're almost always around 2 chapters ahead from the one that's released. That's the way that I believe that it goes. So, or at least about a chapter and a half, 2 chapters ahead. So I'm pretty sure while Oda was watching Wano, right, on television, he was like, you know what? I'm in a Zoro mood, bro. I'm in a Zoro mood. Let me pull out the goat, man. Let's give him a panel. Let's give him a panel and let's go. All right, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But I can't blame him. With the way that Toei handled that, I'd be like, hell, man, let me write Zoro. Let me write a Zoro chapter. You feel me? Hell, those episodes are so goat. I made a Zoro video. Because I was like, yo, I gotta talk about the greatness of my boy, dog. That's what Oda said. Oda was like, you know what? We see greatness on TV. I gotta write a chapter. I gotta write some panels dedicated to the man. And not only some panels of Zoro going into like swimwear, bro. He called him a swine. And then the classic samurai thing where he looks back, he's already bleeding, and Zoro goes, goat. Deep within the forest, the Enma Shrine. Is he still with Hiyori? Was it all of them? Seriously, how many ninjas can there possibly be? Oh yeah, there she is. It was Zoro and his wife, man. Zoro and his wife. My apologies, I was just in your way, right? Yeah, well, in any case, don't worry about it. Yo, Zoro's like, yeah, look at this panel, man. Yo, that's the OTP right now, dog. Zoro and Hiyori, gang, man. That is dead set, dog. And I know a lot of people are gonna comment, but Recon, what about Tashiki? What about Tashiki, man? Tashiki's been neglecting my boy for 2 years. 2 years. And then we got to Punk Hazard, and, you know, there was a bit of spark there, but you let it go. So Zoro had a great dragon shock on Monet. But nah, dog. Hiyori's supportive of the boy, and Zoro's supportive of her. That's all I'm saying, ka. I'd be too ashamed to see Momonosuke if I let you die. Yo, I'd be too ashamed to see Momonosuke if I let you die. Anyway, we're gonna return to that snowy house. As long as we can hide ourselves, it doesn't matter where it is. I am more worried about Otoko right now. I hope she is alright. She's with my friends, so she'll be fine. Physically, at least. More importantly, I need to go back to the place where the guy who stole my sword is. You know Zoro's thinking about that, because of course, not only is it something important to him as a swordsman because he wants to be at full power, but that blade was a promise, man, between men. You know, back whenever he was taking on Ryuma in Thriller Bark. That's something that he kept with him, man, because it's somebody that he defeated. And whenever you defeat someone, you carry the burden of that person that you defeated. And he kept a collectible, an item from that person he defeated in his blade. So, but yo, man, they're here all alone? No Otoko? Of course, I will take you there. That was at Ringo's Oihagi Bridge, right? I needed it before the final battle. A man like you would never know the true value of the Shusui. I won't feel right if I don't have it by my waist. I can't forgive Orochi. I will definitely avenge Tonoyasu. Yo, Orochi and Zoro confirmed? Bro, Zoro, let's go in there like swim on Orochi, dog. I truly do. I mean, we saw what he did. Zoro was about to slash the flag nards out of him until Kyoshiro showed up. But here we have... Yo, I love this panel right here. You have like Zoro just laying down. He's like breathing in and out, man, for all the stuff that just took place. And he's just soaking it all in and saying, by the flag nards, man. I can't forgive that bastard, bro. I'm definitely gonna avenge Tonoyasu, bro. Let's go. Yo, and you get a panel of the tears, bro. Hiyori's tears. I wish I could kill Orochi with my own hands. And you know she means that, dog. She's had to sit with that bastard for 20 flipping years, dog. 20. While everyone else skipped through time, she lived it. She lived every single second of the fear, the horror, the memories of everything that took place on that day. Even though she was a child, that was a traumatizing moment, dog. And knowing that that guy was responsible, man, dude. This was really, really nice. I appreciate Oda giving time to this, man. This was really, really nice. The flower capital. Oh, here we go. What you been up to? You're acting strange. Yo, Hawkins! And Drake. It's nothing. Let's wrap this up quick. What happened to Law? It should be straightforward. You might as well make things easier and just spill the beans. No, don't tell me, bro. He's imprisoned! So now... Wonderful. Fantastic, man. Fantastic. So we freed the king, we freed Kid, and guess who's in prison now? Oh my gosh, dude. Wonderful, dog. This guy's connected to the Straw Hat crew. What exactly are your plans here in Wano? I'll get every last word out of your mouth. So they're planning on torturing him too, dog. It looks like there's already been torture. Yo, Law, man. But look at his face. Look at the determination on his face, dog. That means that Law said, nah, take me in, but free my crew, dog. Yo, not gonna lie, this one single panel makes me love Law more than I already did. Because that is what we've seen in the past two chapters. In the past two chapters is the will of a captain from all three of them. From all three. Initially, I was talking about the burdens of a captain that Luffy, Law, and Kid had to face. Now what we saw, in actuality, is the duties of a captain. We saw what Luffy did last chapter, the duty of as a leader, let alone a captain. Throughout this entire arc, we've been seeing his duty as a captain. Kid's duty as a captain and as a friend. And now Law. But bro, they all have that same face of determination. Oh! Bro, look at how beast Law looks right here. He has both hands like this. Like, if you're gonna do something, do it. But I ain't talking. I ain't talking because I got what I wanted. Beppo and the gang, they're out of here. There's no more pages after this, right? Trapo de cosa, man. Yo. Law, dog. Bruh, my man's... Yo, but I'm happy for Law, though. It's what needed to happen. There was no way that he could save them unless he turned himself in. There's no way. There was no way around it. But now they're gonna torture him, dog. Now they're gonna torture Law. But he's not gonna back down. He's gonna stay determined, and of course, there's gonna have to be some sort of situation where we break the man out. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but... a situation has to arise where he breaks out. Now, what I'm interested in seeing after this is how Law's crew is going to react to it, or how was it that the deal was broken down. And I'm going to assume we're going to get in the next chapter. We're going to see a flashback back to how the deal was broken down and what happened in the initial battle itself, and how Law came to the conclusion they could not defeat Hawkins, or he could not get out of the situation without having done this very thing. But with that face of determination, Law has to have a plan. Or maybe he doesn't have a plan. Maybe this is just a Luffy in him. Maybe this is the Luffy that has rubbed off on Law, saying, screw all the nonsense, I'm turning myself in. Let my crew escape, I'll die. Maybe that's just it. And if that's the case, yo, Law greatness. Law greatness, man. But very, very interesting scenario taking place here. I initially thought the situation with Hawkins and Law was interesting in of itself with the battle, but now this is just as interesting because now I want to know how is Law's crew going to react and what kind of torture they're going to do to him in terms of attempting to get information out of him, because we know that they know that he knows, so they're going to torture the flipping flag nards out of him. Now who's going to come to save him? I don't know. How will he escape? I don't know. But isn't that just... it's almost comedical at this point. Where you have Law and Luffy, or Kid and Luffy, escaping prison, and now this man's in prison. So they're all serving time. And at the end of the day, the GOATs in this series have to serve time. Apparently so. They have to serve some time, dog. That's crazy. But, so yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with Law. And see how that situation arises, because we're definitely going down towards the end of Act 2. You can feel it. You can feel it, Everyone's talking about avenging. Everyone's talking about how they're ready for the battle and how they need just a few more things for the battle to take place. Kawamatsu said that he'll see them again when the final battle commences. We had the stuff going down with Ashura and with Kinemon, waiting for the battle to commence. Now we have the prisoners in Udon bowing, and they finally found the reason. They were already motivated, but now that they see Momonosuke is actually alive, now they're really going to get the Flying Flagners out of there, which I cannot wait to see. Can you imagine an amazing speech by Momonosuke to the entirety of Wano, saying, like, Momonosuke's coming of age speech of, like, I am the Shogun Momonosuke, bro. Kozuki. Can you imagine a speech of that level, dog? Where my man's is just in front of all of the flower capital. And like everyone's like, yo, it's him, it's actually Momonosuke. He delivers a speech of legend on like some Sei stuff from Kingdom. And they all just go and fight for my man, bro. And we got Onigashima to have a coalition arc. I'm all for it. I'm all for it, man. Not only that, but I would love to see Luffy's reaction to Momonosuke's speech. Because he's still calling him a coward. But whenever Momonosuke does something like that, that would be amazing. That would be flipping goat, bro. And I hope that he would do it to Orochi's face. Because if he were to do that to Orochi's face, that would be... Not only is that a declaration of war, but that's Orochi facing his fears right in front of him, man. I would love that so much. I would truly love that, bro. From the bottom of my heart, a Momonosuke speech like that. And then, of course, we had Luffy in this chapter. I wonder how long it's going to take Luffy to recover from his poison. It looks like he's already slowly but surely recovering from that, but Chopper still needs to find the antibodies, so he still has around 8 days or so to do that. So Luffy's going to need to... maybe that's going to be what stops Luffy from heading over to Onigashima for 8 days. The fact that he's going to have... Chopper's going to have to take care of him for the next 8 days. But I'm definitely interested on the Kid and Killer situation as well. Because they're gonna go back for their comrades, of course, right? Now, does that mean they're going to Onigashima first? I don't know, because Kid said that he's gonna take his own. He's gonna do his own thing, so he's not gonna be a part of our massive alliance that we're taking over there. Kid is gonna do his own thing and is gonna try to both take. His main priority is not avenging Kaido at this point in time. His main priority is to get his comrades back, which is very, very interesting to me. I did not expect, after 924, I did not expect that. I expected Law and Luffy to have, or Kid and Luffy to have the same exact motivation and mindset going into Onigashima. But it looks like Kid's priority is to get his comrades back. Which once again goes back to the duties of a captain. The theme that Oda's been presenting in the last couple chapters of these characters. So, that's very, very interesting when it comes to the Kid and Killer stuff. And I'm looking forward to seeing the next time we see them. The next time we see them might be in Onigashima. Or right before Onigashima. Looks like the next time we see a lot of these characters is going to be right before Onigashima. So that's going to be intriguing in of itself. And then, of course, with Zoro and Hiyori. That part right there was so cool, man. Just fanboyism aside, when it comes to, the joking around with the pairing between Zoro and Hiyori. I really like how... Oda is focusing on Zoro's motivation within this arc, and how we have like a layout for what he wants. He wants to get his blade back, and then once he gets that blade, whenever we get to Onigashima, or wherever it is that's gonna go down, they both have the same exact thing they want. Hiyori and Zoro both want to take out Orochi. Hiyori, of course, for all the Flagnards and all the stuff that Orochi did for all these years, and of course what happened to Tonegasu, but Zoro specifically for Tonegasu. So, I'm looking forward to seeing how that is going to continue and how that's going to progress, because that's Zoro's main motivation in this arc, and the fact that he and Hiyori have that same motivation is going to be interesting to seeing how that continues to progress, especially if Kyoshiro gets involved in that entire thing, because we know that Kyoshiro is also involved with Hiyori. So how is all of that going to be put into play? Will Zoro fight Kyoshiro in order to get... Did we see an insight here in the Flower Capital of what's actually going to take place? Or Zoro fights Kyoshiro to actually get to Orochi? Who knows? Or Zoro could fight Kyoshiro, and while he's fighting Kyoshiro, Hiyori could go and take out Orochi. I don't know. But a whole bunch of definitely interesting things there as well. Now, one thing that this chapter showed me is that, like I said... Act 2 is just... The end of Act 2 is just around the corner. But not only that, it kind of feels like we're about to skip. It kind of feels like we're about to either do a skip in time, or we're going to go somewhere else, and then when we come back, we're going to see everyone come back together in a chapter, because everyone keeps saying, okay, well, I'll see you whenever, right before the battle, I'll see you right before the battle, I'll see you right before the battle, and they all have their goals, their set goals of what they want to do. That's what we got in the chapter, everyone's goals. And usually when we get a chapter like that, that means they're either going to do a skip in time, or we're switching somewhere else, that is going to take us back whenever everyone is set and ready to go into like somewhere on their goals. So I think maybe not next chapter, but the chapter after. I think next chapter will end Act 2. After this chapter, I think next chapter is going to end Act 2. And then the chapter after that is, or either at the end of next chapter, or it's either going to be the end of the next chapter or the chapter after. We're going to do another Around the World chapter. Except this time it's going to be the event that Oda spoke about at Jump Festa, where he was talking about something that was going to, an incident in the Reverie that was going to leak into Wano. I think we're going to see that whenever Act 2 ends. However, Oda doesn't necessarily have to do that. Oda can also prolong the end of Act 2 and give us the Odin flashback. If he gives us the Odin flashback, or if next week, and then for a couple weeks after that, we go to Big Mom and Kaido, and we get the Rocks flashback, which of course will take us to something else that is not here. Because now we've seen everyone's goals, now that we know where everybody's going, we don't have to be here. So we can have a Rocks flashback that might even connect to the Odin flashback, which is what I think is going to happen. The Rocks flashback is going to start there. But if there's a Rocks flashback, something has to connect that to the initial, to this. If not, it's not going to be relevant. Like, why have a Rocks flashback in Wano if something with the Rocks is not going to happen here? So, a Rocks flashback leading into the Odin flashback. Or just the Odin flashback, and then the end of Act 2, or the Odin flashback is the start of Act 3. But the Odin flashback has to happen soon. We are almost in August, and Oda said this year we're getting the Odin flashback. And I'm expecting that flashback to be at least a volume long. Or maybe not that long, but at the length of the Noland flashback, / like Robin's flashback. It's going to be a long flashback, 5, 6, 7 chapters. And I'm expecting it very, very soon. Unless Oda is saving that, but it just, he said it was going to happen this year. Now, we know that Oda's placement when it comes to time is very off. He's had flashbacks in many different ways, you know, with Robin's right there on in the key pivotal moment right before they're about to take on CP9, with Chopper's right before he was about to punch Wapol in the face, and with Nolan and Kagara as he was going up the beanstalk to go fight Enel for the final time. So Oda does his flashbacks in certain times that are relevant to the plot and the story. And I feel like now, before we go into Onigashima, in order to have the motivations of all the characters become clear, and to see what truly happened back then, I feel like now is a perfect situation, or perfect time to segue into that. So whether Oda wants to prolong Act 2 and do the Kozuki Odin flashback, then end Act 2, or he can end Act 2, we see what's happening in the rep, but I don't know. I feel like we have to see the Odin flashback before that incident in Reverie happens, because I feel like once that incident in the Reverie happens, it's going to change the entire arc. Where once that thing happens up in the Reverie, we're going to get a time skip, bam, Onigashima starts. It's something that leaks from over there to Wano. That means it's going to have to be something that's drastic, something that's huge. Unless it's drastic to us. But it's not drastic to them because they don't know about it yet. And they're not going to know about it because they're in Wano. Wano does not get information from anyone else. That's also a possibility too. So regardless, a lot of exciting possibilities, a lot of things can happen. But after this chapter, we expect anything next week. Expect anything. But I do think that Oda is going to, at the very least, give us the beginning of the chapter dedicated to what happened with Law and Hawkins. At the very least. And then we could possibly segue over to Onigashima with Kaido and Big Mom. or see the end of what's going down with in Udon, with Momonosuke and whatnot, rallying up all the prisoners as they're about to head out. Like I said, I could see Act 2 ending next week with, like, seeing segues to every single little thing. Like, this looks like the beginning of the end of Act 2, where this chapter shows what everybody's doing, their goals and whatnot. Next week we see what the rest of everybody else is doing, the rest of the Straw Hats. We might see a little bit of Orochi, and Kyoshido and whatnot, and then going back to Onigashima, of course, Big Mom and Kaido, end of Act 2. I could see that happening too. But a lot of different things can take place, but I don't know what will take place. And that's the exciting thing about this manga, man. But anyways, really, really awesome chapter this week. I absolutely adored, absolutely loved how Oda gave us and dedicated time to the prisoners actually seeing Momonosuke, bowing to him, because that just shows their inner motivation and how much they loved Odin. You know, dedicating time to that kid and killer stuff, dedicating time to Zoro and Hiyori, dedicating time to Ashura Doji, and why it is that he despised, or not really despised, but why he retaliated initially to killing one of them, why it took him 20 years. And I loved how Inuarashi was like, don't worry, we'll come to understand why it took 20 years after this whole thing ends, but let's take care of it first. And I think it truly is because of the fact that Luffy, because of Luffy. Now, how they knew that, I'm not entirely sure. It's probably going to end up being something plot related, or it could not be related to Luffy. I don't know, but it has to be related to Luffy. But that's where the whole flashback thing comes and intertwines, and of course the end of the chapter here. Really, really awesome character moment for Law. If that is the case, it has to be the case. If Law is in there, that means his dudes are out. That's a really, really awesome character moment for Law, and also a really awesome character moment for Kid. So Oda's been going in on the character moments in this arc. It looks like he's going to continue to give us that as time goes on. But Wano greatness, man. I hope everybody has an awesome sauce of a day. Like I said before, if this arc continues to be this good, it's going to end up being my favorite arc, no question. So much fun, just so many different characters, so many fun scenarios. The setting is great, the character moments are great, and I can't wait to see all this in the anime with how well the anime has been doing, man. But I hope everybody has an awesome sauce of a day. Let me know in the comment section down below any theories or things you think might happen next week, and what you guys said about this chapter from this week. I look forward to reading that because, like I said, there's a lot of possibilities that could go down. So it's going to be a really, really exciting week next week. I'm heavily anticipating next week's chapter because of all the stuff that could happen. But yeah, man, I hope everybody has an awesome day. Take care. One Piece greatness. Oda, my boy, going up in like swimwear like always. Thank you for giving us greatness so we can just sit and talk about and reread and dissect for a whole week. So that way the pain of waiting for the next chapter is eased because of it, man. Y'all have a good one. One Piece greatness. Have a blessed one, my friends.